Across the street from 33rd and 7th in New York City is the world-famous Ritz-Carlton Hotel in beautiful New York City. We were just there for Queens of Wrestling 3, and across the river, the Hudson River, of course, is MetLife Stadium, home to the New York Giants and Jets, home to WrestleMania 29, and in less than a week's time, it'll be home to Revelations 3. Desperate Struggle, the signature show for DCA's third season. We welcome you to the Prediction Show. I'm Eddie Mack, lead voice of the Destiny Championship Alliance. With me are Brian Henegar, who you may know from the CAW Champions League and that other gig he doesn't really want to talk about, doesn't like to talk about. We'll leave it alone. Everyone's favorite commentator, besides this handsome gentleman here, Mr. SRH from Wrestling Fantasy Showdown. We have VPOC from UCWL, and we have Zahiah Morgan of ZCW also here with us. So, who's up for predicting some matches?
I am. I don't know about you all, and I just got to say, it seems like it was only yesterday we were here at the Ritz-Carlton. If you remember, we were here for the predictions for Wildcats First Light, which had the first infamous match between Revy and
Carmen Cortez.
Cortez.
No, it was Juliana. No, it was Juliana Cortez.
Oh yeah, Juliana Cortez.
At First
right
Light.
About that. But it's always great to be back here at the Ritz, and it's always great to be here with some of my favorite people in the wrestling business.
You do mean us, right?
Oh, absolutely, I mean you. Who else are we talking about?
Zahiah.
Yep, I'm ready for some predictions. I got my iced tea and everything.
I mean, it's kind of what we're getting paid for, so.
Oh, let's get. I'm assuming we're getting paid. I'm pretty sure we are. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's predict some matches. We're going to open up with. We should point this out before we get on the way. We won't be going through every match on the show. Some of them, but we will go through some of the big ones. Full card will be in the description and is also on the DCA Facebook fan page. Feel free to make your predictions there, and see how you guys match up against us. All right, onward. We began with 5 matches from night one. We'll begin with Jade Storm versus Trish in a no disqualification match. These matches, by the way, the first 5 were predicted will be on Friday, October 27th. Jade Storm versus Trish, no disqualification. Brian, I will begin with you.
A no disqualification match is always one of those things that it's very hard to predict because, excuse me, in the world of professional wrestling, the rules are there to keep the action in some kind of an expected means. You remove those rules, you remove that level of predictability. I got to give the edge to Trish, though, because Trish has been on a roll lately, and I think her time is due.
Mr. SRH, what say you?
I'm gonna have to agree with Brian. I mean, it just seems like her playing field. That's pretty much it.
We've seen for the past few weeks, in fact, since Redemption, when Trish was knocked off the ladder by Jade, and that's seemingly where this whole thing has started. And pretty much every time since that night at Redemption, Trish has gotten the better of her. Zahiah, your thoughts, your prediction?
Well, when I look at this match, Trish obviously having that high intense brawling background, the same as her older brother Smokey, but as ruthless and as aggressive as Trish can be, I got to give the edge to Jade. I mean, I've known her ever since Sudden Impact, and I feel like she's going to be coming into this match. This is her first Revelations match. This is the biggest stage in her entire career. She's going to be coming out like a house of fire, and I think she's going to pull up the win.
Feedback, what say you?
Well, considering I helped train Trish,
Here we go.
I did help train her. She came to me. She came to me and asked to help me improve her wrestling skills. I have to go with Trish. She's become unhinged, and we've seen her lay out Jade Storm how many times now?
Boy, it's been at least 4, I think.
Yeah. My money's on Trish at Revelations.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you guys are saying. Trish, this feud has been pretty one-sided since that night at Redemption. I really like Trish to defeat Jade Storm here at this at Revelations 3. This next bout has been brewing for not just the last few months, but it certainly did pick up at and I believe I want to say Advanced Warfare, but don't quote me on that. But no, it was Gateway to Heaven, but this actually started at last year's Gateway to Heaven, and they're finally going to meet one-on-one. Dante Styles faces the Great D. SRH, I'll start with you.
The Great D. I don't like Dante Styles. I don't like what he stood for. I don't like what he did. Everything I've heard about him is bad news. And the Great D is probably well aware of that. So, my money's on him.
Zahiah.
Great D. He's going to beat the shit out of him.
VPOC?
The Great D. It'll be a cold day in hell before I pick Dante Styles to win any match.
Brian, what say you?
Gotta record the sweep for the table. I mean, the Great D. You and I have watched how many of his matches. He is one of the best big match performers in the world of professional wrestling. Not just the DCA, not just CCL. He is one of the best wrestlers in the entire world of virtual wrestling. And he's that way for a reason. He is the wrestling professional. Got to give him the edge.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to step on you if you weren't finished.
No, I'm done. Go right ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead and make that a clean sweep. I know it's a big match for Dante, but as Brian mentioned, Great D's a big match performer, and he is. When it comes to the big match, the Great D comes through a lot more often than not. So I am going with the Great D over Dante Styles, and gotta hope I'm not wrong. Up next, I know Zahiah's looking forward to it. In fact, Zahiah, I'm going to start. No. I'm going to start with you on this one. It is the Square Circle of Love 2. Square Circle of Love 2. Square Circle Harder or something. We're working on a subtitle for it. It'll be Mayumi Ishibashi, the winner of the original one, taking on KYN, Madison Star, and Elizabeth Frieza in a fatal 4-way match, with the winner of that match to not only get a DCA Fever Championship match on the first Wildcats in the new season, but an all-expenses-paid cruise with our very own Zahiah Morgan,
which will be fully paid by the UCWL Tag Team Champions, the Big Bang Theory.
Not a dime out of your pocket, Zahiah. You should be ecstatic for this. So, but real talk though.
Well,
who you got? And
I don't know why we don't just call this a regular Fatal 4-Way match.
If it was a regular Fatal 4-Way match, then we would call it a regular Fatal 4-Way match. But this is not a regular Fatal 4-Way match.
Well, let's get serious for a second.
You sound
Well, when I look at this, I really look at the names in this, and I really think, because Mimi Ishibashi, part of one of the most dominant tag teams in the Wildcats division, has yet to lose with Aubrey Williams, tag team match in DCA. You got KYN, who won the Fever's title in her second ever match. You got Elizabeth Priza, who became the first ever ZCW Women's Champion in history a year ago. But there's this one odds one out, and I have to say that's Madison Starr. I mean, as good as Madison is, I mean, she hasn't, got the same accomplishments as my Mimi, KYN, or Elizabeth have at the moment. So, in this case, I'm gonna go with the bit of the underdog pick. I'm gonna go with Madison, because I think she's gonna be a lot more driven, a lot more hungrier, considering that she hasn't had the accolades that all other three of the women have in this match, and I think she's gonna surprise the hell out of all of us.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little stunned by your pick for multiple reasons. Deepak, what say you?
Me?
Yes, sir.
I gotta agree with Zahiah, actually, but my pick's going with Madison, mainly because she's the first angel.
That's your reason?
Yeah. She's the first angel. She was your first girl.
She wasn't...
There's nothing more memorable than your first time, Zahiah.
Oh, God. Come on.
Exactly.
Brian,
Also, nothing more embarrassing, but...
Brian, get me away from this. Bring some professionalism to it, please. Your pick.
My pick for this is going to be my Mimi, because she's one of the best female wrestlers in the business, and I know that Zahiah and her would have a great time on the cruise.
Assuming he actually pays attention to her this time.
Oh.
I'm staying out of this, guys. I just don't want to. Whatever you do, don't include me in this, because I'm just here
I'm just saying, if you're doing a date thing, for the company you work for, because they won a date with you, you would want to pay attention to them because it's part of your job. Zahiah did not do that. He's not a professional, and that's why I don't think my Mimi is gonna win. I think she's gonna give up and realize that she's just trying for nothing.
But other than the cruise, you gotta remember what else is on the line in this matchup.
Is this true? I mean, there's a DCA Fever title on the line. Title match on the line.
And that's why I think KYN is gonna win.
Which brings me to the thing I forgot to point out. Should KYN win this match and go on to win the Fever title, she can choose her own opponent on the first Wildcats of the new season.
And I mean, KYN has been very impressive, so I really can't help but to pick her. I mean, why not?
That is a good point.
Thank you.
I'm going with my Mimi simply for the hope that she and Zahiah can patch things up.
There's nothing wrong with our relationship.
You voted Pirates.
And yes, I'm fully aware that my Mimi has a second match on this card this weekend, as does KYN. But I like my Mimi to win it for the second time in a row. Maybe even with a sunset flip over Elizabeth.
Okay, we're done. Next match.
Elizabeth, kill it.
Hey, I'm making a prediction just like you guys. Onward. Noel Taylor versus Para. good Lord, that is one, a precipitous fall for Pyra, and two, a huge opportunity for the Silver Bullet Queen. VPAC, I will begin with you.
I gotta go with Pyra. Pyra's... She's laid carnage in her wake, pretty much. Like she is, like, literally anybody who gets in her way, she has beaten to a bloody pulp. And I think the same thing is going to happen to Noelle Taylor.
All right, fair enough, Brian.
Pyra is the only woman other than Revy that I am legitimately afraid of in the DCA. She is a dangerous, vicious individual who genuinely enjoys hurting her opponents. That makes her dangerous. And you know what? I think she's going to bring a lot of danger because she wants to make a statement against Noelle Taylor, prove she still belongs in that conversation of the biggest stars of the business. She has to defeat Noelle to do it, and she's going to do so, I believe, in convincing fashion.
Mr. SRH, what do you think?
Put me on the Pyra train here. I mean, she's like Vipok said, she's laid waste to practically everybody. And if Pyra wins, she's not going to win without hurting Noelle. And that's the part that concerns me. And to Brian's point, I'm absolutely terrified of Pyra. Like, I'm afraid that she's going to come over here and burn me if I don't vote for her. So I'm going to stay safe, and I'm going to stay with Pyra.
Zahiah.
Well, unfortunately, guys, this one will not be a clean sweep because I am going with Noelle.
You have a death wish.
Maybe, right? Maybe. But I have faith and I have hope that Noelle can pull this out, because you got to remember, Noelle debuted back at Redemption against Michelle Rockford, where she pulled up quite a big bit of an upset against Michelle. She also had a very, very good showing against Kage for the Rising Star title on an episode of Wildcats before. So it's not like Noelle Taylor is some kind of pushover, all right? And with that said, someone has to stop Pyra at this point. She's out of control. She's just, this has to end. Someone has to put a stop to it. Noelle took the challenge, stepped up to the plate, and I think she's going to be the one to do it. Oh, never mind. It was. I believe the match was with Revy, not Kage. My bad. It was for the Fever title. But my point still stands.
Oof. Okay. You're gonna be alone on this one, Zahiah. And this isn't because I think Noelle Taylor has no chance. It's because I think she has less than none. Because Pyra has just been out of control, and quite honestly, I'm afraid for Noelle Taylor. Maybe she pulls off a tremendous upset, but her getting itself intentionally disqualified in the Wildcats title match at Gateway to Heaven. Then the very next night, she loses in the finals of the Summer Madness tournament to Christy Montero. And combine that with the mood Pyra has been in the weeks prior to both of those events. I'm legit afraid for Noelle Taylor at Revelations. This could be bad. It could be bad.
I think it's safe to say that if Noelle just so happens to actually get a win, it might be the only thing that weekend that she'll be able to remember. because, like Eddie said, Pyro's been out of control.
And with that, speaking of out of control people, we have another disqualification match: Casey Gordon versus Tyson Jax. That has been brewing all season, and just a pair of just behemoths that are just gonna beat the absolute piss out of one another. And you have to think, if they weren't in this feud with one another, they would be in the, and there's a chance they could still be. They would be in that Elimination Chamber match for the DCA World Title. But I got a feeling that the damage the two are going to do to one another is going to prevent that from happening, because they're just going to tear each other apart. And I know Tyson has gotten the better of Casey for a lot of the time. The two have crossed paths with one another, but I got a feeling Casey breaks through here. He desperately needs this, to, I guess, sort of reestablish himself. And with that, I go to Brian.
Sorry, you want me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm with you. Casey Gordon has got to win this match, but this is not going to be a wrestling match. This isn't going to be a fight. This is going to be assault and battery with a dangerous weapon for both of these people. And it's going to be one of the most vicious encounters that I've ever seen in my life as a wrestling fan. So I'm scared for both of their safety, but I gotta say this, maybe it has to end this way. Maybe it has to end like this.
And it does. Mr. SRH, what do you say?
Unfortunately, I'm actually not educated on the build-up to this match, so I'm gonna call for a pass.
Okay, Zahiah?
This is the literal definition of King Kong taking on Godzilla in every sense of the word. Things are going to get destroyed. People might get hurt. Innocent lives may be shattered by the pure intensity of said matchup. And normally, in a match like this, I'd have a clear person who I want to win. Honestly, I just can't wait for these two just to beat the holy hell out of each other. But if I had to pick a winner, I would say Tyson Jax, just by the fact that he destroyed Casey Gordon once. I believe he can do it again.
All right, V-Block.
Well, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this. I never thought I'd ever see the day that I'd ever pick this individual to win, but I'm going to go with Casey Gordon.
Wow.
I think Casey Gordon is going to topple Godzilla. And quite frankly, I hope he does.
I'm sure a lot of people are hoping he does. That'll be the main event of the Friday night portion of the show, of the weekend. And it is on to night number 2. These are the Saturday night battles that will take place at Revelations 3, Desperate Struggle. And plenty of title bouts. 3 title bouts on night 2. The first of which, the DCA Pure title will be on the line as Aaron Anderson will take on TJ Kennedy. Kennedy.
Dang it.
Brian, sir.
Yes, sir. Aaron Anderson has been on an absolute tear lately. He has been utterly dominant ever since the season has begun. TJ Kennedy has something to prove, but I think momentum is the big thing here. I'm going to go ahead and I got to give it to Aaron Anderson.
All right, Mr. SRH, what say you?
I was made a believer of Aaron Anderson during the Pure tournament. I believe Anderson is going to continue his streak, and he's going to continue his reign at Revelations. I think Aaron Anderson is going to beat TJ Kennedy.
Zahiah.
Well, say what you want about Anderson's inability to handle women. The moment he came into DCA, he came in like a house of fire. He is literally the Iron Man of DCA, and it's like this man is almost indestructible. I mean, you could throw everything but the kitchen sink at him. You could still throw the kitchen sink at him, and he'll still find a way to kick out and beat you in the end. With all that said, TJ Kennedy probably has the most heart I've ever seen anyone here in DCA. The man can take punishment and dish it out just as bad. So it's going to be, in the end, I believe this is going to be a match with who has the more drive, who has the more heart. And I have to say, I'm going to give the slight edge to Anderson in this case.
Anderson.
Deepak.
Well, sorry guys, but this one ain't gonna be a clean sweep. I'm actually picking TJ Kennedy to win this one. I think I got to agree with Zahiah. TJ Kennedy has a lot of heart. He's got a lot of determination. He's been in big matches before. He came very close to defeating Smokey for the DCA World Title. And he also was victorious over Naruto at the head-to-head special with my league. And I think he's going to be the one to give Aaron Anderson his first loss and become the Pure Champion.
I'll tell you what, if anybody can give Kennedy his first defeat, Anderson his first defeat in a DCA ring, it will be TJ Kennedy. It just won't be at Revelations.
Ooh.
I got Aaron Anderson retain. And with that, it is on to the tag title match. The Lagoon Company will be taking on the winners of a number one contenders match. Number one contenders tournament, mini tournament, I should say, on the last Wildcats of the season. Swift Funk. And
wait, what?
Swift Funk. It's Lagoon Company versus. Were you not there for that?
I was not there for that. Excuse me?
The Lagoon Company will be taking. I'm sure there's a graphic for it. I don't know if there is or not. Mr. SRH, please begin. It's the Lagoon Company versus Swift Funk for the tag titles.
Swift Funk. The sooner we get rid of the Lagoon Company, the better it is for virtual wrestling. And that's pretty much my piece.
Okay. Zahiah?
Wow, Swift Funk. Huh.
Yeah.
Not expecting that. Well, looking at the two teams here, you got Benny, and then you got Dutch. Benny pretty much the mastermind. He's the manipulator of the group. Then you got Dutch, the muscle, and it's just he can destroy it. He can honestly be one of the strongest men in DCA, and I would not even question that. So you got a well-oiled team there in the Lagoon Company, but you also got this new tag team, Swift Funk, Antoine Wright and Andre Barnett, along with Janet. These guys are new. They don't have a lot of people don't have a much on Swift Funk at the moment. They don't know what they're fully capable of. They've shown what they can do. I don't think they've fully shown their true potential yet, and that's scary considering that they are the number one contenders. So, with all that said, I'm gonna go with Swift Funk. If not for anything else, it's because Rock is a part of fucking the Lagoon Company.
Yeah, I know.
They got fucking Rock on their team.
I mean,
Well, we got you on the commentary team.
Hey.
ouch. Come on now. VPAC?
Let's see. Lagoon Company or the Velveteen Dream's cousins.
Okay.
Let's choices. As far as I'm concerned, they could both teams can beat the crap out of each other. So, but if I had to pick one, I'm gonna have to pick the Lagoon Company to retain. They just won the titles. I think they're gonna do everything in their power to prevent them from losing them right off the bat.
All right, Brian.
The Lagoon Company is everything I don't like about virtual wrestling. They are aligned with one of the most evil human beings walk the face of the earth in Revy, but that also makes them exceedingly dangerous because they have the knowledge of one of the most sadistic minds in the sport to help guide them to victory. And I hate to say it, I think that gives them an advantage. So I don't have to like what they do. I don't have to like who they're aligned with, but I think it gives them an edge. So I would have to say the Lagoon Company.
Fair enough. Yes, they do have a certainly have a vicious side to them, but I will say this: Swift Funk is incredibly resilient. And if you don't believe me, just look at the final Wildcats of the season where they won not once but twice on the same night against two really. In fact, they beat the two teams that were the tag champions before the Lagoon Company to get that opportunity at the tag titles. I'm sorry, VPAC. I'm gonna need you to get up and take a lap.
For what?
That Velveteen Dream comment.
You know exactly what.
They are the You cannot
VPAC, if you finish that sentence, I'm kicking you out. For right now, though, take a lap.
Fine, I'm getting more bagel chips.
Do that. Thank you.
And the sad thing is, VPOC, I'm on your side, and even I think you should take a lap.
By the way, that team VPOC doesn't like, they're going to win the tag titles. So just imagine how much more of a race you'll be in when they win the title on Saturday, this coming Saturday night. Right. This match just made not too long ago, also on the final Wildcats of the season. Vanessa Price will be taking on CCO General Manager Dallas. Yes, this is a match.
How? I might have missed that one. Now, catch me up to speed.
Yeah, this match was made on the final Wildcats of the season. Vanessa Price, basically, here's the story. Vanessa Price wanted Morgan Raycroft, but Morgan Raycroft, on the second day of the Summer Madness tournament, suffered a neck injury.
Yeah. By the way.
Yes.
Do we have any bit of an update?
I wish I had one, but I don't.
Telling you, there's a cover-up. There's a conspiracy.
I mean, I don't want to go that far. I mean,
it's as quiet as it was last time she disappeared after her match with Candice Romero.
Yeah, this is true. Let's see. I believe it's Mr. SRH. You are first, sir.
Well, I don't know the extent of Dallas's wrestling ability.
I will gladly explain it for you. She is the first ever CCL Women's Champion. However, she's wrestled a total of one match, and I believe the last, I want to say, 5 years. She was in a free fall Hell in a Cell match against Sergeant Clements. Dallas won that match, but that match basically ended her career. That match, combined with a match she had like about 2 weeks before that match, the Triangle of Fate, which Sergeant Clements also involved in. She's wrestled a total of once since, and that was at Call All Stars. I want to say it was at Call All Star 7.
So I can be safe to say that I think Vanessa's gonna win. I mean, Vanessa doesn't have as much ring rust as Dallas, clearly. Right there, Vanessa has the edge.
Zahiah?
Yeah, I gotta go with Mr. SRH on this one because he's right. Vanessa doesn't have as much ring rust as Dallas. You know, Dallas, she's coming out of retirement, but Vanessa's on the top of her game. She's as better as she's ever was. She literally competed in one of the most brutal matches in DCA history last year at Revelations, okay? So, I mean, I think, in all honesty, in my opinion, you'd have to be a fool picking anyone other than Vanessa in this matchup.
VPOC, will you be that fool?
Yeah, I just came back with more bagel chips.
Okay.
What match are we talking about? Dallas and Vanessa Price?
Dallas and Vanessa Price, yes.
Vanessa, as much as I like Vanessa Price, as much as I respect her in-ring ability.
No.
You can't.
I'm gonna have to go against the waves on this one. I'm gonna have to pick Dallas.
Whoa, okay.
Okay. Query: why?
Yeah, that is a good question. And I guess I'm kind of spoiling my pick, but ask me, Pac, why?
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 I'll tell you why. Because I actually watched Dallas train for this match.
Right.
Do you know who she went to train for this match?
Please do enlighten us, VPOC.
She went to Lance Storm.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah, it is.
Very serious choice.
She went to Lance Storm to help train for this match against Vanessa Price. So I think Lance Storm's training is gonna pay off, and Dallas is gonna come out victorious over Vanessa Price. Because if anybody can help you get back into fighting condition for a wrestling match, it's Lance Storm.
I think that's a very fair assessment.
Brian?
Have to say that I do. I agree that Lance Storm might be the best trainer in the wrestling business right now, but she's still very far removed from the top of her game. She's still very much removed from her best days as a wrestler. And I'm sorry to be that guy, but I just don't see how someone who hasn't wrestled an actual match in a while, whose career might be behind them, is going to be one of the finest wrestlers in the virtual wrestling world. I've got to give it to Vanessa Price.
I tell you what, I know Dallas better than anyone at this table. going on a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of taken aback that I was kind of taken aback when I found out just now that Lance Storm is training Dallas for this one match. But here's the thing: there's a reason why Lance Storm is also retired. It's because the full time you can't do it anymore, and that day-to-day wear and tear that wrestlers have experienced, those hundreds and thousands of bumps. All the training in the world can't prepare you for going up against someone who deals with that on a daily basis. Dallas would be the much fresher of the two. But Vanessa Price won the main event of Revelations last year, you guys. I mean, she won the women's main event of Revelations last year, and quite honestly, I don't see how Vanessa Price doesn't beat Dallas. Revelations 3, and I don't know if it'll cost me my job. It probably won't. I mean, but yeah, who knows? The Rising Star title will be on the line. Kage Ovana, Strawberry Suki, and Zuzumi in a fatal 4-way match. And I believe, Zahiah, you are up first, sir.
Oh, then. That's putting me on the spot a little bit. But let's see. Considering the Rising Star title, I mean, let's look at the opponents you got here. You got Kage, who's a part of Ashra. I think that's enough said on its own. You got Ovana, even though I still don't understand it, is, I guess, the Cinderella story of DCA.
The Cinderella sensation.
Cinderella sensation of DCA. And while I still don't get it, I'd be lying. I'd be dead not to recognize her just immense amount of talent and drive that she has when inside that wrestling ring. Strawberry Suki is out of her goddamn mind, which helps her in every single match that she's in because she's willing to do anything and everything to her body to get a victory. And Suzumi, I think Suzumi is like, everybody in the Yukimura family is in a weird spot right now where they've got these big matches ahead of them, but everything's so screwed up at the very moment that I'm not entirely sure if everyone's going to be focused 100% on their task at hand. So if I had to pick a winner out of this one, it's tough. It's very tough, but I'm going to have to say Ovana for the win. I may not get the Cinderella sensation thing, but I think that she has as much of a better chance than anybody in this match to come out the victor, come out as the Rising Star Championship, and rise that title to only the way that she knows how.
All right, VPOC?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Well, I can tell you who I definitely don't think is going to win.
Okay.
And that's the girl that likes to run with scissors, aka Strawberry Suki. So, but if I do have to pick a winner, I'm gonna have to go with Suzumi.
All right.
Really have to think, that's a good point. I think Suzumi is due. I'm going to give her the victory.
And Mr. SRH.
It's not every day that I agree with Zahiah. But I'm agreeing with Zahiah. Ovana is the Cinderella sensation. She has a thing that seems to appeal to a lot of people, and I think it's that it factor that's what's gonna get her the win for the Rising Star Championship. I mean, it's hard to dispute. It's hard to dispute Ovana's ring ability. I mean, we called her first match, and if that's anything to go by, I mean, that it should put Kage, Suki, and Suzumi on notice.
Plus, I hear she's been having some sparring matches with Hannah Brightly lately, so I think that's going to help her immensely.
Huh. I do like Ovana like a lot. Who was it that said that you don't like Strawberry Suki to win because she's crazy and she runs around with scissors? That was you, V-Pop, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah.
I like Strawberry Suki in this match because she likes to run around with. Come on, how do you deal with that kind of crazy?
You don't. You beat them in the head a couple of times in hopes that they end up in a coma.
That's what Strawberry Suki is probably going to do to Kage.
Yeah, well,
Strawberry Suki to win.
30Q, I mean, that anything is possible.
As everybody just looks at me with this weird look.
We're trying to figure out how.
You should probably stop, or otherwise I will kick all of you out. I am not kidding. And the number one contenders match for the DCA World Title, it will be Smokey versus AJ Young. The winner of this match will face the DCA World Champion, whomever he may be, on the season premiere of Takedown next season. I like Smokey in this match. He has just been absolutely on fire this season. He's had a focus that I haven't seen in him in quite a long time, man. Don't get me wrong, AJ Young, one of the absolute best in virtual wrestling. But Smokey's just, I mean, he has attitude that leaves a lot to be desired, but he's just got a laser focus right now. And I think AJ is going to realize he may have stepped into a hornet's nest a little bit here. And I believe it is VPOC. Let's see ya.
This one's a tough one. Smokey's been the DCA World Champion for most of the season. AJ Young came in, quickly won the Celestial title from TJ Kennedy.
Okay.
AJ Young's been on a bit of a roll. He took Smokey to the limit at the DCA UCWL head-to-head special. He did leave Smokey laying, even though he lost that match. I'm gonna have to, but if they're gonna clash again, I'm giving this one to AJ Young. I think it's his time to become a main eventer in DCA.
All right, Brian.
AJ Young is an amazing wrestler, and I think that against anyone else, I would pick him to win every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Problem is, Smokey is not every wrestler. Smokey, in these big matches, in these title match situations, finds a way to pull out the victory. And I'll say it, I think it's going to happen again. I think Smokey is going to find a way to win this match and find a way to get the victory, and it's going to wind up hurting a lot of people who maybe don't like him as much. You don't have to like him, but I think he'll find a way to pull out a victory. But this will not be the last time these two guys are going to meet. I'll say that right now.
I believe you. Mr. SRH.
I'm gonna go with Smokey. To piggyback off what Brian said, yeah, you don't gotta like the things Smokey has said or done, but you gotta respect his hustle. He's been at it for years, And I think his experience, I think everything that he's capable of doing, he's going to apply to AJ Young in this match. And it's going to be where AJ's downfall is. Not to say that I hope that these two don't end up having a series, because I hope so, because they're two amazing athletes. But in the end, I think it's going to be Smokey. The last outlaw of virtual wrestling could come out on top.
And Zahiah.
I gotta go with AJ Young. A little bit has to do with bias, because I think the new industry standard and Smokey are the absolute scum of DCA. But also, I just think after the loss that AJ suffered to Smokey at the DCA UCW head-to-head show, that ever since then, AJ Young has been getting inside of Smokey's head. And you know it, because you know who the reason. We all know the reason why Smokey is not holding that title right now.
Yep.
We all know who was the main factor of why Smokey is not the DCA World Champion at the moment. It's AJ Young.
This is true.
And I think AJ Young's going to capitalize on that. I don't think Smokey's going to be at his best come Revelations. I think AJ Young's going to take advantage of that, and I think he's going to come out with a win. I think he's going to redeem himself after what happened at head-to-head.
All right, fair enough.
Is it time for night 3?
Yep. All right, here we go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is on to night 3. This is these will happen on Sunday, October 29th. And good Lord, this is a loaded night, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not even putting it lightly. Jesus Christ.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championships. Technically 8, but it's really 5. 5 title matches, 8 championships on the line. I promise you, it will all make sense in a few minutes. Let's get going. The Celestial Championship: J.C. Wolf, Billy Edmonds, and Brian. You will start.
Billy Edmonds has not done a bad job lately. He's a great wrestler, but J.C. Wolf is on another level. He's been on another level, and I think he's going to retain. I think he's going to maintain that level, and I honestly think J.C. Wolf's going to come out the victor.
Mr. SRH.
I also think J.C. Wolf will win. I pretty much agree with what Brian just said.
All right. Zahiah.
Billy Edmonds, I gotta give it. He's a hard worker. All right, he's tough. He's gritty. He knows how to get down and dirty. But like Brian said, J.C. Wolf's on a whole nother level. I mean, he's a Triple Crown champion here in DCA. You know what I mean? He's just there's literally J.C. Wolf can literally walk away right now, and he would have accomplished all he would have needed to here in DCA. He beat Malik. He won the world champion this season. He won the Celestial Championship this season. He's done what he's needed to do. But he's not done yet, and that's the scary part. He is far from done yet. As good as Billy Edmonds is, he got his big win with Lee Ramirez back at the last Revelations for the tag team titles, but this isn't a tag team match. This is a singles match, and J.C. Wolf has been striving on singles competition ever since he pretty much broke away from the blacklist. So I think J.C. Wolf is coming out the victor.
All right, Meepak.
Well, this one's actually going to be a little bit tough for me, considering that out of everybody here, I've actually been in the ring with J.C. Wolf, and I've actually have defeated J.C. Wolf.
Oh, here we go again.
I'm not gonna make a big thing out of it. I know it was a few months ago, and Yeah, as much as I would like to see Billy Edmonds actually solidify himself as a singles competitor and actually walk away with the Celestial title, I don't think it's going to happen at Revelations. I think JC Wolf is going to retain.
Here's a dirty little secret, guys. Billy Edmonds has won both of his matches at Revelations. He's going to make it 3 in a row.
Ooh.
I got Billy Edmonds to win the Celestial title over JC Wolf. Yeah, how about that? And I'm set to start night 3.
Oh, we'll see.
And I'll be honest. If Billy Edmonds does win, I'll be happy. But I don't think it's going to happen tonight. That night.
Yeah, kudos if he does, but again, JC Wolf. It's hard to argue with the statistics, and the statistics say that Wolf is on top.
All right. Here's one Zahiah I'm pretty sure is very much looking forward to. The Wildcats tag titles will be on the line as the Rave Slayers challenge # Pirate Life. You will not be going first, Zahiah. Mr. SRH will be. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I think for all intents and purposes, Zahiah should be disqualified from this match.
No, wait, hold on. We'll wait until we get to my part. Just do yours, and we'll wait for me. But I got some things to say on the subject.
Well, unlike Zahiah, I'm partial to the Rave Slayers. I think they've been doing really good this season, and I think they're going to continue on.
All right. Zahiah, go ahead.
All right. Well, since Mr. SRH wants to go and put labels on me,
Shame.
I will have to say, even though it was not entirely my fault because I was put on the spot when I was trying to save it for this prediction show by both you and Eddie, Mr. SRH.
Shame on you.
But I have to admit, the first time I tried to pick for this contest, it was out of bias at the start. Because Pirate Life was almost the sole reason why I wanted to commentate for DCA in the first place. I loved their chemistry as a team. Shut up, Mr. SRH. It's my time, not yours. You had yours. I thought Pirate Life was the perfect duo. You know, they might be complete opposites when it comes to one another, but they have excellent chemistry. They have wondrous charisma, and it's just a story to see where both of the women were and now where they are now, just being at the top. So when I first picked up on this match, it was out of bias, but now I'm looking at this strategically. I'm looking at this with who I believe has the most. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to see who has the better chance of coming out the winner in this contest. And as much as I love Pirate Life, and I will always love Pirate Life, and nothing will change that, no matter how much shame I get.
Shame.
I
have to go with the Rave Slayers.
You goddamn flip-flopper, take a lap.
What?
You are a flip-flopper, sir.
Are you kidding me?
First you cheat.
You didn't even let me finish my reason.
You are not going to get to. You are a flip-flopper, take a lap.
Stop there.
You flip-flopped. You flip-flopped on the team that brought you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Deepak, go.
I'm not taking anything away from the Rave Slayers. They've been undefeated the entire season. However, Pirate Life has done the one thing that the Wraith Slayers have not done this season. And what is that? They hold 2 victories, not 1, but 2 victories over Ashura. They even took the Wildcats tag team titles off of Ashura.
Yeah, they did.
If they can do that, I think they're going to end the Wraith Slayers' undefeated streak at Revelations. So my money's on Pirate Life.
Brian?
I gotta give the edge to Pirate Life as well, and here's the reason why. They are the most unorthodox tag team in the world of wrestling. I mean, they live on a pirate ship. They train on a pirate ship. They're a bit unusual, you might say, but it has been it's a lack of style, but it's a winning lack of style, and I think it continues in this matchup. I give the edge to Pirate Life as well.
I am picking Pirate Life just to see the look on Zahiah's face when the team he flip-flopped on defeats the team he now picks to win the Wildcats tag titles. Seriously, though, what a flip! What a
flounder fish. That's why he's the trout mouth ninja.
I am not a trout mouth ninja, and I'm not a flip flopper.
You are a flip flopper, Zahiah Morgan.
You're so much of a flip flopper. You're a freaking Magikarp.
You can run for you know what? You can run for office right now, and you probably win.
I told you guys.
You are a flip flopper, sir. You are a flip. I want everybody in the comments right now, if you're watching this, I want everybody in the comments, hashtag Zahiah is a flip-flopper.
No.
I want that trending on Twitter, I want it trending on Facebook, trending on any and every social media. Shame this man for being a flip-flopper. He flipped on his girlfriend, he flipped on his team.
She's not my girlfriend!
You just don't believe in the power of love.
She went on a couple of dates.
Hashtag shame Zahiah. Hashtag Zahiah Morgan is a goddamn flip-flopper.
Hashtag trout mouth ninja.
No. Screw it.
You disgust me, sir.
Screw it. On to the next match. I'm done. We're done. We're done with this.
Yes, we're done with this. On the more serious matters. A years-long battle has come to the Destiny Championship Alliance and will come to an end here. Maybe. Hopefully. Envy versus Sapphire, and Envy said that if she is defeated by Sapphire, she could have her soul. I mean, I don't even know what to make of it, SRH.
Well, gotta put me on the spot here. As horrible as I might sound, I think I'm gonna want to go with Sapphire.
All right, Zahiah.
I don't. Oh boy, this match. This match. I gotta go with Sapphire. I mean, I don't want to. No part of me wants to. Considering now that Astra has a chokehold over my company now, I really don't want to. But Envy's last match was Revelations last year. And she went up against a non-wrestler and still came out and still didn't win that. You honestly gonna tell me that she has the slightest bit of a chance against Sapphire?
I agree.
I just can't believe I can't believe that.
I absolutely agree. Not only does Envy have ring rust, but the last match she was in was against a non-wrestler, which that just pretty much multiplies her ring rust by like 40 at least.
So you say.
Yes, I say. What? You have something else in mind there, Bebop?
You don't have the information that I do.
Which Canadian does she train under?
I didn't say Envy's training with a Canadian.
Okay, fine. Which retired wrestler that hasn't been around in forever is she training under?
Well,
by all means,
that would
journalists.
I have come to learn that Envy's actually been getting some training from the same man that helped Eddie Edwards train for his ROH World Title bout against his own tag team partner Davey Richards.
Wait a minute, you don't mean
that would yes. Envy has been getting trained by Dan the Beast Severn.
Oh my God!
Oh, and did you pick it or?
We all know, and if you've seen Dan Severn's matches, you know how he is in the ring, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not just not just the UFC history. The man's a former four-time. He's not four-time, but he's a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
And he held that belt for 4 years.
Exactly.
I think that's where you were going with it, Brian.
That's what I was trying to get at. Yes.
Well, honestly, you could be trained by freaking William Regal. It still doesn't matter. It's still ring rust.
Good no.
Well, I'm picking Envy. I'm picking Envy to win because I do not want Sapphire to. I don't want Sapphire, and I don't want Astra to get any more control of DCA. And because Envy's getting trained by Dan Severn.
Okay, Brian.
Got to go with the same bit of information here. Envy has been trained by Dan the Beast Severn. She's a phenomenal in-ring competitor, and I don't think her reign of terror ends tonight. I give the edge to her.
I like Envy, and here's why. If anybody in the Destiny Championship Alliance knows the playbook on Sapphire, it is her. At SCA's signature event, which ironically is also called Revelations, true story, a few years ago, Envy defeated Sapphire with her with the company on the line. And though the company's not on the line in this match, a lot is on the line for Envy. And I'll tell you what, when the pressure is on, do not count out Envy, and do not underestimate how vicious she can get. All right, on to the Fever Championship match. It is another fatal four-way match. It is Remy versus Miyako versus KYN versus Maya.
May I?
Yes.
You guys know I don't like Remy, right?
We had no clue.
Yeah.
However, and as much as I would love any of those other three to just utterly obliterate her in the middle of that ring, it's not going to happen. I hate to say it, but I think Ravy's going to win this one.
All right, Zahiah.
Now, this is where I get to my pick. All right. See, I picked Madison Starr because I believe she in the square circle of one match. Because I think she's going to have the most determination going into that match. All right. The reason why I didn't pick KYN is because of this match right here. I believe KYN is going to come into this contest. He's going to walk out of Revelations with the Fever title because, in all honesty, there is not a person I know who performs better other than Sakura Hagiwara herself. That anyone I know who performs better in these big-time match situations. So, KYN's got my money, and I've got a future KYN versus Madison Star Fever Championship match in the future in my books.
And what about your books, VPOC?
My books?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It seems to me that everybody has forgotten one particular thing. If my memory serves me correctly, Miyako never lost the Fever Championship when she was the champion, right?
This is
true. This is very true.
Yeah, well, okay, Zahiah may think KYN may be the most determined person in this matchup, but I think Miyako is, considering that she never lost the Fever Championship to anybody in the first place. I think she wants that belt back. So my money's going to be on Miyako.
By the way, Miyako still has yet to be defeated by pinfall or submission in a DCA ring since joining the company.
Too.
But this is a fatal four-way match. She doesn't have to be pinned or submitted in this contest.
This is true. Mr. SRH.
My first night in DCA, I had the misfortune to lock eyes with Rebby as I was walking past her. And I saw something very scary. And all my fears came true when we had to visit Carmen at the hospital. And they continue to be true every time I see her on my screen. I don't want to side with her. In fact, if there was anyone else in her place, I would gladly sit down, analyze, and try to debate why any one of those other people would win. But that's not the case. We are talking about Rebby. We are talking about the girl who practically killed Carmen Cortez. And that wasn't over anything. This is for the Fever Championship. And you think Rebby's not going to pull the stops and then some and get drastic with those three ladies just because it's for the Fever Championship? No. Yeah, she is. And she's not going to hold back. I don't want to say this, but everything in me is saying that Rebby's going to walk out the Fever Champion.
I think Miyako wins. I don't know why. I just got a weird vibe that Miyako wins. No, I know. Actually, scratch that. I got Maya.
What?
I got Maya.
Of course you have Maya.
Wait, hold on. I want to hear why.
Okay.
Isn't it obvious, Zahiah, why Eddie's picking Maya?
No, it is not obvious. It is not the reason you think.
Okay, enlighten us.
Well, everyone's overlooking Maya in this match. And when you don't pay attention to somebody, that's when you get beat. I think Rebby might be the only one that's of the three that's actually paying attention to mine. That's for a different reason. But Rebby's focus is all over the place. KYN, she's got a second match. Her focus could be elsewhere. Bianca, she's got family issues and all that. That. Maya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'll probably be wrong, but you know what? Whatever.
Well, it's a prediction show for a reason.
Yep. A battle of former DCA World and Celestial Champions will face off as Zach Stone faces off. The leader of the Uprising faces off against the leader of the new industry standard, Malik Brown. Zahiah, I will begin with you.
Oh boy. What to say? What to say about this contest? As much as I don't like Malik, as much as I really, really do not like him, would it be that much of a stretch to say that he is quite possibly the wrestler of the year as far as DCA is concerned, other than, like, say, Sakura? I mean, my God, every big angle, every big story, every big matchup has somehow revolved around him, at least on the takedown side. On the takedown side, he's got this. Every single time Malik gets into the ring, I mean, I hate to admit it, but he is one of the best I've ever seen in that ring. He's quick on his feet. He knows every opponent like the back of his hand. It's just, I don't know how he does it, but he does. Zach Stone, on the other hand, this is redemption for him. And I'm not talking about redemption that happened over the summer. I'm talking this is actual redemption for him, because this is the same event that he won the world title. This is the same event that he opened everyone's eyes here in DCA, that he's in here for the long haul, that he's here to stay. And then after Revelations, it just seemed to all come crumbling down for him. But now he gets this chance to get payback on the man who pretty much has been making his life a living hell over the past year, Malik Brown. And you know what? I think he's going to be able to do it. I think Zach Stone's going to beat Malik. I might think Malik has all the talent in the world, but I think Zach Stone is going to be looking for blood come this match.
Avery Buck, what say you?
I gotta agree with Zahiah on this one. At Revelations last year, Zach Stone made me a believer of him. And he quickly became one of my favorite competitors in DCA. And I was when he lost the DCA world title the way he did, you saw how heartbroken he was, and you felt it. And you saw the downward spiral it caused to where he is now. And now he has the chance to pretty much right the wrongs that have been made over the past year. And I think he's going to start by kicking Malik Brown's teeth down his throat. So my pick goes to Zach Stone.
All right. Brian.
I had to say that I agree, because Zach Stone is look, Malik Brown has been one of the top stars in this organization for far too long. I mean, he knows his way around the ring. He knows how to win. He knows how to wrestle. But Zach Stone has been on fire. And honestly, I think this is going to be his time to shine. I'm going to give it all right now to Zach Stone.
Mr. SRH.
Yeah, I'm on the Zach Stone train. I think he needs this, and I think he's going to get it. He deserves a victory, and yeah, I'm pretty much with them. I can't really say it any better than they did.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a clean sweep, and this is this is one of those too close to call picks. You know what I mean? I can make a case for both of these guys winning. By the way, these two are the only two men to win the main event of Revelations. Malik won the main event of the first Revelations, which was Last Rites, and Zach Stone won main event of Revelations 2, the final act. So yeah, pair of main eventers former main eventers facing off, and what would be a huge encounter. But yeah, I like Zach Stone here to defeat Malik Brown in what should be a very contested match.
Now comes the match I'm looking forward to.
Oh yes, the 30-minute Iron Man match.
Oh boy!
The winner gets the Wildcats champion at. I believe this is a late edition. The winner gets a Wildcats championship match at DCA Rumble Roses. It is Sakura Hagiwara taking on Juri Sanada, who I'm assuming is also fighting for a contract for this company. Deepak, start.
I've seen both of these ladies compete. I've seen Sakura compete here at DCA over the past year. I've seen Juri Sanada literally defeat the ACW Glamour X champion on the most recent episode of ACW Excel.
They're having a best of 7 series over there, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Now, if I've read correctly, it looked like Juri may have hurt herself in that matchup, so there's a chance that Juri could be walking into this 30-minute Iron Woman match not at 100%.
It's true.
So needless to say, as much as I my pick to win this match is Sakura Hagiwara, but I'm hoping that Juri doesn't go back and use this injury as some kind of excuse to say that Sakura didn't beat her at her full potential.
Right. Brian.
An Iron Woman match, or an Iron Man match, whatever you want to call it, is the ultimate test of a wrestler's ability. Because it erases a lot of questions. It erases a lot of the doubt that you would have in a situation like this. And as much as some of us may like Juri Sanada, I have to look at it like this. Sakura Hagiwara, even if Juri was 100%, Sakura is the strongest in the world. She's a highly trained wrestler. She's one of the most technically sound wrestlers I've seen, and her flexibility is just incredible. And I think that's going to give her the edge in this competition. I really think she can outlast Juri Sanada. I give her the win by at least one fall, if not more.
Mr. SRH.
I'm biased. I think Sakura is going to win. She's considered the strongest for a reason. She didn't get that name from picking daisies from the grass.
Deepak, you mentioned that Juri Sanada's hurt, due to her as a result of her second match with Reiko Hinamoto over ACW. Sakura Hagiwara probably isn't 100% either. The Queens of Wrestling, the Queens of Wrestling tournament. She's, probably still stinging from that, and the attack from Juri Sanada at that event after Juri cost Sakura her semifinal match with Natty. So it's also that. And Zahiah, I go to you.
There is not going to be. I honestly can't wait for Sakura to wipe that stupid fucking smirk off of Juri Sonata's face come Revelations. When Juri Sonata basically talked down on Sakura on that episode of Wildcats, she pretty much said that Sakura wasn't doing this for the love of wrestling. She was doing it for the spotlight, just how she did when she first started. That not only did Sakura take that as a slap in the face, I took it as a slap in the face, and I know that every single person who's ever stepped in the ring with Sakura took it as a slap in the face. Go ask KYN if Sakura's only doing this, all right, for the spotlight. Go ask Lightning, of all people, if Sakura is doing this for the spotlight. Go ask any opponent Sakura has ever faced in the ring if she is just doing this for the spotlight, and they will tell you right in your face that you are dead fucking wrong. This woman loves this sport. This woman puts her body and soul and heart on the line for this sport, and I will be goddamned if I would let Juri Sonata just sit back here and discredit every single thing Sakura Hagiwara has accomplished this season. Sakura wins at Revelations. Juri Sonata goes back home crying.
Right, tell us.
I mean, that is some passion right there, kids.
It makes me wonder if there's something more behind Zahiah's reasoning.
Mr. SRH.
You were very passionate about that, so.
As I should be. This is a long time coming for Sakura, because this is the match where she finally the disrespect. Everything I've seen from this woman, I will not take such disrespect for someone who shows so little respect to a woman who literally tries to put her career on the line every single time she gets into the ring. I refuse.
Fair enough. I got this one finishing in a draw.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. These two are that evenly matched. That's evenly matched. And I think both of their desires to win at all costs are so strong, it will probably cost them both in the end. I see this as either being like a scoreless draw, or maybe a 1-1 draw, or maybe possibly even a 2-2 draw. However, if it goes to, I don't know if it will end if it goes to a 30-minute draw. If it goes to a sudden death, I got Sakura winning. Because Sakura has proven to be a big match performer in the clutch, and though I get that really always hasn't been the case this season, but I have a feeling Revelations will be the night where she shakes that label off, off her back. 2 matches to go here. I'll tell you what, this may be the most unique match, not just in the history of the Destiny Championship Alliance, but in the history of virtual wrestling, because I don't think this has ever happened. And if it has, do comment below. 4 championships on the line, and at least one of them is guaranteed to change. Amber Stevens, called All Stars Women's Champion. Carmen Cortez, who won the Queens of Wrestling tournament. Akira, the ZCW Women's Champion, and Haley Jonas, the DCA Wildcats Champion. It is a fatal full-way ultimate sacrifice match.
So, I've got a question. For this prediction, should we give out who the winner is going to be, but also who do you think the winner is going to beat for said championship?
Yes.
Or just okay.
Yes. The winner of the match takes the title of the woman she beats. It is one fall, sudden death. All championships on the line. The winner leaves with 2 titles. Loser leaves with none. Mr. SOH!
Eddie Mac.
Begin.
All right. I had the privilege to call the match where Carmen Cortez won the Queens of Wrestling Championship.
That was a barn burner, wasn't it?
It was. I had the privilege of watching Amber Stevens defend her title against Laura Croft.
That was also a barn burner.
And I'm gonna say it, and as horrible of a person I feel for this, I think Haley Jonas is eating a pin, and Carmen Cortez is gonna continue her momentum going into next year. She is going to win the DCA Wildcats Championship.
I see you feeling over there, Zahiah. Go ahead.
Okay. Alright. Well, first of all, before we start this, I want to say, Mac Waters, I can't believe you made this business decision without me to put the women's title on the line. I'm coming to find you, and I will kill you. Just putting that out there. Secondly, oh boy, this match is tough. This match is tough.
But at the same time, you could have at the same time you could possibly have Asha off your back as far as the women's division is concerned.
That is true. That is absolutely true.
You should probably thank Matt Wars. You should probably send him a fruit basket. It makes a lovely gift.
Okay. Looking at this match, I mean, in this matchup has so much beef with one another. It's almost insane. Amber and Carmen both taking shots at Haley Jonas at coming weeks. Akira just like being, well, Akira. Amber Stevens championship, and then you just got Carmen Cortez, who's just got a big mouth. So there's that.
Just got a big mouth. Do we not commentate the same match? Just a big mouth. She
Stop out
has
now.
endurance. She has resiliency. She has all.
Alright, I will admit, while I don't necessarily care for half of the things she says, I'd have to myself in saying that she is not the toughest woman in DCA right now, because that'd be a lie, because the war with Revy and the fact that she's still here, despite that, you know, every match that she competes in now could probably be her last, considering how much she puts her body on the line every single time she goes into a match. There's no doubting her toughness and her will to be the best, and I applaud her for that. However, I don't know how much of a career she's gonna have after doing matches like these all the time. Alright? You know, you can only withstand so much until your body's like, I'm done. I don't care how tough you are. But getting back to this contest, you guys know Haley Jonas. I've stuck up for Haley Jonas on multiple occasions. Everybody wants to prove it. I've said it She is the toughest woman. If Carmen's like one of the toughest, I believe Haley Jonas is the toughest. All right. Wildcats Unleashed and Wildcats champion for a reason. All right. She's one of the best. Calling her the triple champion and Haley fucking Jonas all you want. This girl's legit, and there's no arguing that. So, with all this said, and with all the stars being placed and aligned, I'm gonna have to go with Haley Jonas beating Amber Stevens for the Call All-Stars Women's Championship. As much as I would love to have someone other than Amber or Carmen take the ZCW Women's Championship off of Akira, I think Haley is going to be going after Amber this matchup. Amber has talked a lot of trash about Haley. A lot of trash. And I think Haley's finally going to shut her up come Revelations.
Deepak.
Yes. My pick?
Yes.
This one's a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to pick. You got four women, each with dead. They're each going in with something to lose and everything to gain. I'm saying, you're gonna fall. I think Carmen Cortez walking out with the Wildcats title.
And Zahiah Stu's over there in the corner. Brian, what do you say? I see you saying. I see you still.
Did you call my name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here is where I come down on. So far, the most dominant woman that I have seen in DCA in this season, ever since her return, would of course be Carmen Cortez. She is one of the most amazing wrestlers I've seen ever since she has come back with her new attitude. She has been dominant. She has been vicious. She's been destructive. Let's just use the word. And to be perfectly blunt with you, I think she's got what it takes to become a double champion here, and I think that's what's exactly going to happen. And I think she takes the championship from Haley Jonas.
Whew, I guess that leaves me now. This is indeed a tough one. You got Carmen, who's rocketed to the top of the Wildcats division in almost stunning fashion, and yes, a lot of that trail to the top has been with her blood. You got Haley Jonas, who's one of the more dominant DCA Wildcats champions we've seen in recent memory. Amber Stevens, who was the very first, and Akira, who probably is the most dominant Wildcats champion in history. And considering that, Akira, she's waited a whole year to challenge for that title. I think she waited too long. Her window of opportunity was probably when Vanessa Price was champion, or maybe even when Nadi was champion. But because she's waited so long, instead of getting, instead of getting a one-on-one match now she's got 3 other people, and now that I think about it, she didn't so much cash in a rematch clause as she was put in this match, by virtue of being DCW Women's Champion by the board of directors. I don't know when she's going to cash in a rematch, if ever. I do see her cashing in on this night, though. Here's what happens. Amber Stevens beats Haley Jonas for the Wildcats title. Then Akira cashes in a rematch and beats Amber for the title.
Ooh.
I know it's like so bizarre. It's yeah.
Well, if wait. Before that, if I could just put this out there real quick. If someone does beat Akira, they pin Akira for the ZCW Women's Championship, that woman will not be so lucky coming out of Revelations, because I believe it's like, November 1st. I believe it's like 2 days after Revelations. The winner coming out, the ZCW Women's Champion coming out of Revelations will be going on to face Lauren Richfield, the Canadian Amazon, at Fuel. So not a lucky night for the woman who comes out as the Women's Champion on that one.
Did you schedule this ahead of time, Zahiah?
Yes, I did.
I don't like the hesitation.
I saw that too. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, the Doomsday Chamber for the DCA World Championship match. All we know is Sakura Yukamura is representing the Uprising. That's all we know. The only other thing we know is there will be 5 other groups represented. One representative from
Eddie.
What?
I'm pretty sure we know who's being represented for Ashura in this match.
Yeah, this is a good point. It will probably be Masao. Do not quote me on that. It will probably be Masao, plus someone from the Blacklist, plus someone from the Lagoon Company, plus someone from the New Industry Standard, plus a representative from the DCA board, chosen by the DCA board of directors.
Could you imagine?
And I'm not done yet. The winning faction in that match will have 100% control of the Destiny Championship Alliance to do with as they please. I'm assuming including shut it down if they feel like it. Or fire us if they feel like it.
Could you imagine if the Lagoon Company puts fucking Rock in that chamber, man?
What is your obsession with Rock, Zahiah?
A nerd! He's a fucking nerd!
Here's something else to consider, Zahiah.
You know who else is nerds that became champions, though?
Dare.
Here's something else to consider.
Only the greatest tag team in virtual wrestling today.
The Pac.
As I was trying to say, I know you mock Rock, but let's just say for a moment he enters the elimination Doomsday Chamber match and he wins.
Not possible.
Oh god,
dude!
Oh wait,
anything is possible.
Have
you not paid attention this season?
Look, if Rock wins that match, all right, I'll quit. I'll quit. Okay. If Rock is the representative of that match, and he somehow comes out the victor, I will quit. Because there's no way in hell that is ever happening.
Well, we thought there was no way in hell Masao would turn on Takara Yukimura.
Oh boy.
Look what happened.
That is a hashtag true statement.
Mr. SRH, please begin.
It almost feels like a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because on one hand, I think that DCA should regain its control over its own company. That's what anybody would want, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, we got the NIS, who has been very, very dominant throughout the season, shown this.
I think the word you're looking for is scummy.
I'm not saying I agree with their tactics, but I'm saying they get the job done. As horrible as it is to say, the new industry standard kind of has a leg up in the competition. However, I can't count out Ashura or the Lagoon Company or the Blacklist or the Uprising. I can't count any of those guys out. That being said, we don't even know who's going to be representing each of these factions, well, yeah, we'll go with factions. We don't know who's representing them, so right this way it's a pick your poison. You don't know. It's like
let's go with this. Which faction which faction are you pulling for? Let's try that.
I'm pulling for the board of directors to regain control.
What?
Look, DCA has been running amok like crazy the past season. There seems to be absolutely no control. If the board of directors regain control, there might be something that indicates that there's positive change.
They're like half of the reason this whole thing has started in the first place.
Exactly.
I get it. But at the same time, it's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be chaotic, no matter which side gets it. You have to think about that. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Pick your poison. You're spending $5 for one of those mystery boxes things at GameStop, and you're probably gonna get the crappiest looking one that's on a display.
I have faith on one certain team that can make this place better, but I'll leave that later.
I'm gonna go with the board of directors.
Actually, Zahiah, you can go ahead right now.
Oh, okay. It has to be the Uprising. I mean, it has to be, and that's tough because that's like putting the weight of the entire world onto Keru's shoulders right now. Considering not only does he not know half of the participants in the contest, but
more than half.
Yeah, more than half. But more than likely he knows the participant in Ashura's side. I'm not gonna say it is, but there's a strong chance that it could be Masao, his former partner, his former friend, his former almost as close as brothers at that point. I don't know how he's gonna be able to deal with that, but I have to pick Takeru. It has to be the Uprising because I have seen what the rest of these groups. All right, do you all remember how awful the Blacklist were last season?
Exactly. Yeah.
To be around Ashura, if they have control, that could be the end of everything here in DCA.
No, not just DCA. potentially virtual wrestling.
Exactly. The Lagoon Company. The same group that has Revy in it. Alright? The same group. They could have control. Alright? The NIS. I've already said it. If the NIS gets control, I'm out. I don't care. I will quit. Alright? I was joking around when I said with the whole Rock thing. This is not a joke. If the NIS wins, you will never see me here in DCA again. So, and the board of directors, like I said, are like the half of the reason why this whole turf war is happening in the first place. All right, so it has to be the uprising, and I know that's a big job for Takeru, but he's got to be the one to do it. He has to be.
All right, VPOC.
I'll tell you who I don't want to win that match.
Okay.
And that's Ashura. This place has gotten creepy enough with them running around. I will take anybody over Ashura, even the board of directors, even the Lagoon Company, even the Blacklist, the New Industry Standard, the Uprising. I don't care who wins as long as Ashura doesn't win. Because if Ashura wins, then I'm quitting because I'm not going to be around to see this place go straight to hell.
Right.
They've creeped me up, but they've creeped me out enough this season.
Still got to pick a winner though.
If I agree with Zahiah. Takeru's gonna win.
Okay, Brian.
I'm sincerely hoping that it's anyone but the Lagoon Company, because that would mean that Revy would have some level of control over this whole company, and that probably means that she would sick her goons on me, and I'd wind up in the hospital for all I've said about her. I mean, I understand that Ashura probably has the upper hand as far as the mental aspect of this, but it's hard for me to bet against the Blacklist because they are dangerous as well. But I hope and I pray the board of directors regains control and we get some level of law and order around here again. So I'm hoping for the board of directors.
I have exactly one acceptable outcome for this match. Takeru Yukimura wins the DCA Wildcats title.
World champion?
Yeah, the world title. Yes, the DCA world. Takeru Yukimura wins the DCA world title. He gets redemption for himself, for his family, for this company, and D-Wall finally gets restored his place. He gets back to this company after more than 2 years away from it, after he was forced out for some bullshit that happened following the first Revelations, at which basically got the whole ball rolling. That needs to come to an end.
Are we even sure that if Takeru even does win, is that a guarantee that he'll come back? I mean,
dude, nothing is guaranteed. Well, we're not even guaranteed following Revelations. I mean, for all we know, this may be an Alien versus Predator situation. And for those who are not familiar with that movie, it went with the tagline is, whoever wins, we lose.
Yep.
Which is pretty much what I said, is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
I mean, it might be the least of all evils for all we know. I don't know. But I guess we'll have to see. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this prediction show has come to an end. Enjoyed it.
Next up, Revelations.
Yep, Revelations, here we come. We will see you this Friday night.
And on that note, gentlemen, I want you to know some of my millionaire winnings. I've got all of us a table at Gallagher's Steakhouse right now. Let's all book it down there, and let's all have tonight. We're all eating good tonight.
Indeed. Thanks for
Wait. Let me throw in one thing. If Revelations is the last we ever call a show together, it has been a hell of a ride.
Amen.
Thank you.
That is true.
Yes, it has.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later.